While McLaren has a lot going on, the Steak Kick Sauber team, they have a lot of celebrating. Nico Hülkenberg, for the first time in his career, I believe on the broadcast they said his 239th Grand Prix start, finished third on the podium for the first time in his career. He started 19th, second to last, and for the fourth consecutive race, another points finish. A bit of luck with the timing of the virtual safety car and safety car periods in general, but Kobe, I'm going to start with you. Nico doesn't have many years left in him. Does this buy him more seat time with Audi?
Oh, well, when he signed his contract with the team, it was going to obviously run over into his Audi F1 tenure that begins next year. And I think it really shows you, that if you give Nico Hülkenberg the right car in the right situation, he can go out there and perform. I think today was a wonderful day for Nico Hülkenberg and for the Sauber team to be able to get a podium like this. And there have been times in the past where Nico Hülkenberg's been close to getting the podium, and they were like, "Oh man, today is not the day after all." And when he was in position to get that podium today, I was thinking, like in the past, something's gonna go wrong, right? Because Nico Hülkenberg, he is the definition of a true F1 journeyman who's driven for multiple teams throughout his career. He spent time out of the sport and come back. It seemed like that Nico Hülkenberg is that one F1 driver who just will not go away. But he's certainly been serviceable at the teams that he's been a part of. And today, showing his showing what he can do as a veteran, coming from the very back of the grid all the way up to third, just a remarkable drive by Hlkenberg. He has a lot to be proud of, and after being in F1 this long, 239 Grand Prix racing to get your first podium now, that's just a massive career accomplishment. And just seeing the team celebrate after the fact, that was really heartwarming to see. I know a lot of people would be excited to see a British driver winning the British Grand Prix, but I would argue that some of the cheers were louder for Nico Hülkenberg than it was for Lando Norris, the British driver who won the British Grand Prix. There was just a lot of people chanting Nico, and just so happy for him, because if you're not in the right situation, in the right car at the right time, you're not going to be able to achieve as much success in Formula One. And for Nico Hülkenberg to stick around for as long as he has and to finally get that podium, Lando Norris wasn't just the only winner today at Silver, so Nico Hülkenberg was also a winner as well. I'm sure this felt like a Grand Prix win for him. And if you've seen social media, I encourage you to see the video of his young daughter, so excited to see her dad standing on the podium for the very first time in F1. Just a heartwarming moment right there. Just really happy that Nico Hülkenberg got that podium. It's definitely a feel-good story.
A definitely feel-good story, and especially in a series like Formula One, where we know there's only between 20, 22 passengers, 24, even 26 seats on the grid. And it's a very intense atmosphere where you have to go out there, not only just try to go out there and win, you sometimes going to have a teammate, top caliber equipment, going out there to try to get a win. I feel so often we hear about drivers that one season, they're done. Some drivers just cannot find the success, go over to other series. And I kept thinking for the longest time, Nico Hülkenberg was going to be one of those drivers that we'll talk about, like so many stars, so many opportunities, but just cannot get it. There's no way I could predict safely. I bet nobody had said, "Oh, Nico Hülkenberg will finally get his podium in 2025." We know the Kick Sauber team is not where they want to be at all. But Nico Hülkenberg, give him credit. 4 consecutive point finishes. On the air Saturday, me and Nicole Fry, we were talking about, could Nico make another consecutive point finish starting from 19th spot? The answer was pretty much no. We did not see that occurring. We talked about how we know safety cars could make this race chaotic. We know how safety cars could change the impact. And that team, Nico Hülkenberg, they played that really well to get up to third place. While other teams were having issues with strategy, some of them making the wrong calls, like Russell and Leclerc very early on switching to the slicks, that ruined their race. We saw drivers like Alex Albon stayed out on those original intermediate tires too long, fell towards the back. Nico Hülkenberg and that Steak Sauber team, they worked magic today to stay up there, get to third place, get around Lance Stroll to get to the third place, and then just hold off Lewis Hamilton. The pit stops worked out well for them. Everything came together. What a drive feel good story. I think this is probably going to be the feel good story potentially of the year, unless we see something even more crazy. And just like you said, Cody, the cheers, they seem louder for Nico Hülkenberg because so many people have followed his career. I believe it was in Germany where he was running in the top three, crashed out, and we thought, oh, he just lost out his podium. And I kept thinking, if that's the closest he'll get to the podium, that would just almost haunt him. Well, now he got that podium finish. Let's see what happens. I think this does buy him some time in Audi, but overall, it just buys him a little bit more time in the F1 seat in general.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So, after a very eventful race weekend, a very action-packed 52 laps around Silverstone. Actually, first, I guess we're going to go to the comment here from Ben. Who would have thought something would happen to get people rooting against a Lewis Hamilton podium at Silverstone? Incredible story for Hulk. I couldn't agree more.